Hello and welcome back to Desperate Living. Long time no see. As regular viewers will be aware, it's been a few months since we put our last post up here, and you're probably entitled to be questioning why. There are actually a lot of reasons. I'm not going to go into all of them, but there's been things happening, work deadlines, paying work deadlines that is, a bit of this, a bit of that, all things that have combined basically to get in the way and slow down the opportunity to do things, but also which after maybe a couple of weeks or a few weeks felt like it was giving an opportunity to sit back, take stock and maybe rework what I'm doing on this channel. If you are a regular viewer, you will be perhaps aware that we were talking way back in Christmas last year, or the beginning of this year, about where we go in the future, where Desperate Living heads, what we do. And that was never really sorted out at the time, but over the last couple of months I've been giving it some thought, trying to work out what the best way forward is, figuring that what we were doing at the moment was, it was good, it was fun, but perhaps lacked direction. Nobody, not even myself, really knew what this channel was. If you compare it to our other channel, which is The Overlooked Hotel, a much more successful project, and that equally has quite a variety of content on it, but it is nevertheless a channel devoted to obscure, unusual, forgotten stories told in documentary format. I think that's the kind of general direction that we maybe needed here. There have been things that have worked here, things that haven't worked here, and it's probably time to kind of narrow that focus a little bit. So, where do we go from here? So Desperate Living Video, is now going to be a primarily film and TV focused channel, which means reviews, unboxing of new releases, maybe documentaries on film genres, film subgenres, discussion, looking at movie posters, movie memorabilia from my own collection, and interviews. So as for everything else that's on the channel, we'll be kind of moving that elsewhere. Primarily, I did a brief experimentation earlier this year with Desperate Living music just to see how it went. At the time, it didn't feel like I was quite ready for that, but that now has been resurrected. I don't think I even mentioned it to anybody here at the time, but now if you want to check out Desperate Living music, you can do. I'll put a link down below, maybe a link up here, and by all means, if you enjoy what we do here and you're interested in music of any sort, then why not go and subscribe there. You'll find that we've already shifted a couple of posts that were on this channel, at least one, to start that off with. So on Desperate Living Music, we'll be doing 1 or 2 posts a week, depending on what material has arrived, what we want to cover. And similarly, with Desperate Living Video, we'll be doing at least 1 post a week, but possibly more, depending, once again, on what comes through to be reviewed. There's some stuff already lined up, so not exactly new releases, but new-ish. If we think about going back, 1 or 2 months, these things don't expire, do they? If you've got an interest in a movie, it's an interest in a movie. So we'll be covering a couple of fairly recent box sets in the next video. Then we'll be looking at whatever new releases arrive, as well as examining, as I said, posters, press books, stills, all the various collectibles that I've built up over the years. As for everything else we've covered on this channel, I think that the toys and novelties that we've done documentaries on will fit much more effectively into the Overlooked Hotel, so you can expect to either see the existing videos transferred over or see them rebooted for that channel in the upcoming months. I'm still pondering the idea of a channel devoted to weird, oddball, eccentric and forgotten tech. Something that we touched on here, but I think perhaps deserves its own platform. If that's something that would interest you, let me know in the comments. So I have been pondering how to best approach this. As those of you familiar with the Overlooked Hotel will know, and if you're not familiar with the Overlooked Hotel, by the way, then please make yourself familiar. There's a fine body of work on there. That's a faceless channel, and the temptation is to make this and Desperate Living Music faceless channels too, because despite what you might think, I don't have a massive ego that demands my face appears on screen. However, I think for the moment, because of the history of this channel and also because of some of the content that I'll be putting together, it kind of demands an on-screen presence, I suppose, because if I'm looking at movie posters, looking at stills, looking at books, looking at new discs, it's less of a straight documentary thing and more of a kind of one-to-one discussion. So, I'm curious to know what people might think of that, if you think that a faceless channel would work, or I know a lot of people don't like faceless channels for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm interested to hear what you think of this concept. Is this something that works? Is this something that doesn't work? Would you rather everything be all together? No point really telling me in one way because I've already made that decision, but I'm curious to know what your opinions on it will be. If there are concerns that you might have that I'm perhaps spreading myself too thin, don't worry about that. We're looking at maybe 3 or 4 videos a week across the various channels. Believe me, I can manage that. So apologies once again for the long absence. Normal service, at least the new normal service, is about to be resumed. So thanks for watching, and I really will see you again soon.